Hello everyone, this is Zilzin Zilvtor. I'm kind of bored today, so I decided to do another leveling video for Summoner. I'm such a pro at this class, not really. I've already started some of the beginning quests. Um, I'm doing this because, well, it's Saturday and I'm bored. So each beginning city has their own storyline. And in my Archer videos that I will talk about a little bit later, I start off in Gridania, and Summoner starts off in Limsa Lominsa. That's a bit of a tongue tie for me to say. And classes like Pugilist and Gladiator and Thermitage, they start off in Ul'dah. And I do have a character that I rolled somewhere that's a Thermitage, so I'll eventually do a leveling video for that. Getting through the beginning stuff, because each of the storylines are fun in their own way. I learned a lot of things doing my Bard videos. One of them was don't do a 4.5-hour stretch and then try to cut that down into hour segments, because that just makes the editing so much awkward. I wasn't prepared for that. So sorry for when you watch the Archer videos and they are cut off weirdly at the end. I wasn't anticipating accidentally doing 4.5 hours the first time that I did the recording. So from now on, all videos will be done in 1-hour increments. So we're just going to be doing the beginning quests in the city for now. And then I will eventually head outside the city, but doing all the quests inside the city levels you all the way to 3 to 4, depending on if you have your experience boost gear on, which I will get in a little bit. I'm just slow getting to the mailbox. So here I have to pick up some peculiar herbs, because in every city I've noticed someone likes to throw their shit around and not pick up after themselves, and they make you do it. I have a level 60 summoner on my main server, named, obviously, same character name. And honestly, Arcanist in the early levels sucks. Long cast times, and you feel like you don't do any damage until you get your pet. So I am not really going to go over all of the beginning city quests, because we would be here for ages if we did that. For ages, and no one's got time for that. But we'll do them all. We'll do them, I just won't read them. I mean, side quests really aren't all that important anyway, except for the experience. So, like all the other cities, you have a list of things to do before you get sent out into the world. One of them, obviously, is to do the Aetheryte. Yeah. Same thing. Bye. Thanks for tuning to the Aetheryte. Here's all the great things about it. Have fun with it. Yeah, Aetherites are crystalline structures that tap into ethereal energies. They are primarily used as a means to travel swiftly from one place to another. Return and teleport, the most common transportation spells, make direct use of the Aetherites and their connection to the flow of aether. And as these devices are found in most every corner of Eorzea, any adventurer worthy of the name will wish to seek out and attune herself to each one. Or himself, depending on what gender you roll. And look, it's raining. It's raining in Limsa. Once you have expanded your horizons beyond the walls of the city, you will soon find yourself performing the act of attunement as a matter of course. Yes, we all know this. There is, however, no need for unseemly haste. The Aetherites found in and around the city will be sufficient for the present, I assure you. Should you wish to learn more about Aetherites or transportation magic, I will be here to answer your questions. But they never are. As soon as they leave, you never see them again. So return learned. Return, I think, has a 30-minute cooldown, but it gets you back to the main city. So Limsa is actually my favorite city to start off in because of, I think it's just a beautifully done city and the effects are gorgeous. I mean, look, we get here and it's raining. You can, the cloud overcast, the rain going, and my favorite is the water effects. When it's bright and sunny, you can see the water is just, it's just so beautiful. I've never seen a game do water effects so beautifully. The first time I played this game and I went through the city quest, all I could think about was like, my god, when will I get out of here? You spend a good hour and a half to 2 hours just doing the city quest. No matter how many times you do them, it seems like it's how long it takes. So now we're going to the marketplace. I also apologize if the game music is super duper loud. I'm still trying to figure out how to balance my microphone with the in-game music. On my end, when I record, I can barely hear the music. But then you go to listen to the recording and the music is like, my god, blaring in your ear loud. So I'm still kind of in the works of balancing my voice over game music and how that all works out. I mean, my setup right now is like super simple. Nothing fancy. Beginner type setup. So this guy just explains the marketplace, you know, go here for this stuff, go there for that stuff. And of course, he's got a generic quest of deliver something to someone. Because we're too lazy to do it ourselves. We're too lazy to talk to people. We're too lazy to get our stuff to other people. Hey, you're bored and you're trying to earn your reputation, so you do all our work. You do the work that we don't want to do because we're lazy. At least you get paid for it. I don't think I... Okay, no. Next Aetheryte is over in Hawker's Alley. Now, obviously, I'm on a different server than my main server. We're just gonna go through all the stuff really quickly. It's just, you know, deliver this there, yada yada. Nothing special. I am looking forward to getting my Emerald Carbuncle though. Buckles are so adorable! Adorable! Fun fact, on my main summoner, I actually, when they released the Ruby Carbuncles, I glamored all of my EGs to the Ruby Carbuncles. And then I found out that you can actually glamour your EGs to the Emerald and Topaz Carbuncle. So Garuda could go back to looking like Emerald Carbuncle, and Titan could go back to looking like Topaz. So that's exactly what I did. So only my Ifrit one is red, because I'm sure it confused a lot of people when they saw a red Carbuncle and Garuda's moves were coming out of it. And yeah, and every guild goes through like the vast backstory of the backstory of the backstory of the freaking class. So yes, some smart people came to the city and taught other people how to be smart with magic. The end. In true Final Fantasy fashion, everyone loves to talk and give you the backstory, the backstory, the backstory before they get to the point. And then eventually, you'll get there. And if you happen to hear a kid in the background, that's just my 2-year-old son. He's usually really quiet, but sometimes, you know, he gets a frog up his butt and decides to be a little loud. But we love him anyways. Frog butt and all. So she is wearing the brand new adventurer stuff that you get at level 15, but the difference between her and the stuff you get at 15 is hers is dyeable, but yours is not. I wish it was. Would be nice. Of course I'm prepared to reason. I'm here, aren't I? So she gives you a quest, basically, is here, test out your class. Go kill a bunch of vermin that doesn't matter anyway. So we gotta kill 3 wharf rats, 3 jellyfish, I call them jellyfish, and 3 little ladybugs. My kid makes all kinds of weird noises. The city quest can also seem very overwhelming because there's just like so many and they're stretched out everywhere and you're just like, what do I do? What do I do? So we're gonna go down here and turn in this quest and loop around and get that Aetheryte of the Fisherman's Guild. I always forget about that one because it's so far out of the way. And I always love taking the long way around to places because I suck at reading maps. I'm directionally challenged. Even though I've been here a million times, I still get lost in this city. It's pretty ridiculous, really. And I think this is also where the rogues are, the Rogues Guild. And package, blah blah blah. Let's see. Now we gotta go back to the drowning wench. Eventually we'll get there. Alright, so we're gonna go around over this way, looping around past the ferry that you can't use until level 10. And here we go. Limsa's all about the pirates. How do I get out of here? See? Already turned around. Directionally challenged. Did I get the Aetheryte for that? Yeah, I did. Otherwise I wouldn't have been able to use that. Alright, now we gotta go to the upper decks. And I'm talking to the wrong person. That's what happens when you don't pay attention to what you're doing. Alright, the upper decks, look at that, already level 2. The upper decks is where the mailbox is, and that's where the first place I'm going, because I have 16 mails waiting for me. That's one thing I love about having a new character. Mail waiting for you. Oh, and I learned bio. There's a bunch of potty jokes, and they're waiting to happen. Alright, so here's Etherite. It's always good to do the side quests because they typically have gear pieces that your main quests don't provide you. You know, like jewelry and the smaller gear pieces like the belt or whatever. And potions. Potions are great early on in this game. And as an Arcanist, you really don't need ether potions if you know how to manage your stuff pretty well. I mean, you really have to be going out of your way to use up all your mana to need an ether potion. Like, seriously going out of your way. There's the guy. And I've done these quests so much that I could probably do them in my sleep. I have a bunch of other classes as well that I will be doing videos for, just to switch it up a little bit, because I think going through one class, I mean, Final Fantasy has a lot of story, and just doing that on one class may get a little boring, so I will switch it up, you know, a little bit, so it breaks the monotony of leveling up the same stuff every day. So my Archer videos, they're gonna have a lot of mistakes in them. A lot of mistakes. I'm very new at doing videos, very new at editing. I don't know what the hell I'm doing 99% of the time. But I'll learn, I'll wing it. I'll fake it till I make it. Alright, so he doesn't have anything for me till I hit level 4. That'll be a little while. And there's this lady who sends me one way. Oh, but I get a shirt. I love seeing geared people run by. I always love looking at other people's gear. Alright, so do we want to... We're going to go south first because we're going to go to the aft castle because that's where the mailbox is, and I want to check my mail. I also love reading people's names too. People are so creative with the names that they come up with. Some of them are just like stupidly ridiculous. Like, really? You're gonna name your character that? And others I'm just the creativity people have with their character names. And the creativity people have, like, with customizing their characters. Never astounds me. I always feel like I'm bland on the creativity compared to everybody else. This chick is a bit of a bitch. She's got an attitude. Now we're gonna show her how disappointed we are at whatever imaginary problem. Oops, I have that right. You can see my underwear. Look at that. Because the skirts had to be so short. See, and she says that my sympathy isn't worth a pint of piss. I always hate the way that pirates talk. It's like, it hurts my head to read their dialogue. Plus, I can't even do accents, so in my head it all sounds weird. What? I rallied. My mouse is starting to fail. Well, it's starting. It's been failing for a while. Left click doesn't want to work half the time, and my thumb pad is starting to go out. Alright, what do we got down here? My mailbox. I got distracted by a quest. La 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 la. Here's the delivery dude. Here you go. Yep, you guys deliver mail. You're great mail deliverers. Yay, 16 letters. Alright, I will be right back. Okay, we are back and checking my mail, and it stopped raining. How sad. I love the rain when it rains in this game. I just want to quickly collect. I can't talk today. Collect everything, all the mail, so I can just go and do all the fun things like killing vermin all damn day. Yeah, if you try to check your mail too fast by taking all your stuff, it yells at you. You're taking your mail too fast. Slow down. This isn't, wow, we're not pandas. We don't want to slow down. We want to go. See, unable to process mail command because you're going too fast. That's their nice way of saying slow down. But you know, you have like 16 plus mails to go through. Like, you don't want to take half the day trying to get it all. Really? Come on. Process the mail faster. Learn to process quicker. The server that I rolled on because one of my FC mates that I play with all the time, you see her in my other videos, she rolled on the server because she found someone who streams this game on Twitch, so she rolled on here to help them out. And I like the server, it's pretty quiet. I don't get spammed with guild invites every 5 minutes. One of my biggest pet peeves. I should probably clean up my inventory before I go anywhere. So they made their own guild on the server to do things, obviously. I do, if I would probably play this character on and off for leveling and non-monotony stuff. I have like the worst case of alt-itis. I get bored doing my main stuff and I don't want to do all the gearing up for heroics or gearing up for raids, so I just go level something else. I mean, I'm eventually gonna have to like stop bullshitting around and start getting my gear for all the higher end stuff now that I have people to run it with. So Right now on my main character, I am leveling up Astrolodrian. So I'm leveling up Astrolodrian, and it's actually become my favorite healing class in the game. It is so super fun playing with all the cards, though I hate the Spire with the Fury Passion of all 7th Hells combined. Because that card seems to love to come up all the damn time. And hardly anyone I run with uses TP anyway. I mean, there's a few things about the class that I find slightly annoying, but it's just because of my personal preference, like how the cards have a 30-minute cold, or not 30-minute, 30-second cooldown. 30 minutes, that would really suck. Would be the point then, right? Is a 30-second cooldown, and which wouldn't be so bad if some of the card effects lasted for 30 seconds, but they don't. Alright, so we're gonna take the teleport to the back to the Culinari's Guild and do all the north stuff before we go head out and kill vermin. Oh. Let's put that on, that might help. Where are we going? Going this way. But the class, I mean, other like some minor annoyances, the class is like super fun to play, and I love the class quests. I speak good, I swear. But I do love Astrologian more than I like the Scholar class. As I was saying, I like Astrologian way better than I do the Scholar class because it has what I feel like better damage mitigation and stronger heals than the Scholar class does. But we'll get into that much later. I plan on doing healing videos where you can watch me fail heal everything on my Astrologian because that's just how I do. I have a lot of characters that you'll be seeing and you'll be like, my god, woman, can't you focus on anything? Nah, no I can't. This is the water effects I'm talking about with this city. Now that it's nice and bright and sunny out, you can see just how blue the water is and how it sparkles and ripples, even from all the way up here. And then you have the waterfalls in the back going in. And the water is like so much more gorgeous when you're actually up close and personal with it. And it's just super great. I think this is the last one that I needed. I think. It is! Yay, so now we have access to the Zephyr Gate and the Tempest Gate and the airship landing. So easier ways to get to the class quests that we need to get to and all the other junk that we need to get to. So I'm not sure which classes I'll end up putting on this character. Probably just the bare minimum. Since I know what all the other classes are like and I don't have to shove them all on one character. And of course, I friggin' passed the shard. So I go to the Culinary Guild, to the cooks, where they make all the yummy num-nums that you eat for food buffs such as experience boosts and added skill crap and stats and stuff. Yay, now we're level 3. Already level 3. And we've only been doing this for, you know, an hour. See, this is what I mean, like, oh, I think I'm gonna be able to leave the city now. Not. Now I gotta go back over here. Always something with these people. Up the stairs. Had to find the stairs. Back to this guy. Yep. Can I go now? Can I go now? Oh, no, I can't go now. Alright, so now we gotta go back all the way over there. By the time we leave the city, we'll be level 50 and ready to go on to Heavensward content. See, like this name. If only I didn't run funny. So, hi, if only I didn't run funny. Oh yeah, this is the, hey, could you make our city nice and bright and pretty? Gotta tend to the street lamps. Oh, and if you see any characters with like, yeah, you know that's not a real name. Nor is that a real name. Those are called spammers. And spammers like to spam with their gold farming stuff. Because that's just what they do. They used to like whisper you and send you tells. That was annoying. Now they just either say it in the say channel or shout it out. Hi, if only I didn't run funny. And here are the street lamps. Did I miss one? I did miss one. Because I pay attention so well. By the time we get out of the city, I'm gonna have to go. And go do something else. You know, like, go take care of kid drama. Mainly for my 2-year-old. He's going through a severe, I must be attached to mommy 24/7 all the time until I go to bed stage, which is fine. Might as well enjoy it now until he goes to school, and then mommy embarrasses him. I also love like the detail on the buildings, like just the shading and everything. It just amazes me like how far we've come into games with graphics and everything. When I started playing games, Tetris was like the really big one. Yeah, I'm old. Old enough. And the first Final Fantasy game that I ever played, well, I didn't really play it until I was slightly older, but the Final Fantasy for the NES, for the Nintendo, when it came out, my mom bought it. I think we lived in Germany at the time, and I watched her play, and she named the Black Mage character after me. And every time she was to play it, I sat down right next to her and helped to figure out where to go for quests, because this was back in the day before the internet. And if you got stuck on a quest, you had to call. Nintendo had a hotline to help you with your games. But it was, I want to say, an 800 number. And back then, 800 numbers were not free. They were expensive, and they charged you like, I don't know, $3 a minute. I don't remember. It was like forever ago. Alright, so these are... We gotta go through... Okay, probably... Which gate? I want to say Tempest, but I know there's... Whichever one has all of them. I just forget which. Which gate is this one? Of course it doesn't tell you. Tempest Gate. Alright. So... Tempest Gate it is. Alrighty, so we will probably just do these quests and get to level 5 for this segment. And then be done with that for a little bit. So, Tempest Gate. Lower. Gotta go to the lower. La Nocia. I love how the grass is almost as tall as I am. I could, I could sit. I don't think anyone would be able to find me if I wasn't so blue. So basically, Summoner class is your dot class with a pet. Your dots do a lot of damage when they go through their duration. Sorry. And it seems like this class is a slower DPS class because of the long cast times, and you gotta wait for your dots to take into effect. But endgame, Summoner is actually pretty fun for endgame stuff. You know, when you actually have the time to let your dots go into the duration, and you get your powerful slam abilities. But compared to melee, you feel like by the time you get a 1 dot off, it's already dead anyway. You just stand there like, well, what's the point of me doing anything then? Then people yell at you, why aren't you applying your dots, stupid summoner? And you're like, because you're fucking killing it faster than I can put my dot on it, dumbass. I actually have one person on my other character yell at me for that. Why aren't you doing any DPS? Summoner, why are you just standing there? And I'm like, really? Because you guys have it dead before I can even get a single dot off. So I would just start doing just my instant dots. That way they couldn't be like, this is all I have time for, this 1 dot. When I get to a boss fight, then you'll see I'm actually doing something. So yeah, so if you're running a group with a summoner and you guys are just trashing everything before they can get a spell off, the average spell has like a 2-second cast time. It's because you're killing it faster than they can cast a spell. So don't get pissed because you don't see dots. Do you think we want to look like we're sitting on our ass all day? Of course not. Like, if I'm also in a group with a black mage, I sometimes am just like, why do I even bother? Because black mages, they're great at burst DPS, and they're AoE. So then it just looks like I've done absolutely nothing, because the black mage will take care of everything. I think summoners might do a little bit better during boss fights than black mages, but black mages will tear the hell out of trash. They are just crazy insane. But I've always had a love for caster classes. You know, the squishy but powerful. I love this guy's shorts. But powerful DPS. Like, you don't want to fuck with those guys. They will burn you to death. DPS will pick up early level once you get your carbuncle. Speaking of the devil, so oops. All right, so not only did I get my little pet, but I also got physique, which is great healing for this level until you unlock your, you know, if you're gonna go summoner, or if you're glutton for punishment on a level scholar. Yay, I got my pet now. Tanks hate him because of pushback. Actually, I think melee hate him the most because of pushback. I always find the obey weird. Not in the sense where it's weird that you have to use it, because sometimes it's absolutely necessary to control your pet. But weird in the sense that I find that it toggles on and off on a whim. Now we gotta go kill some lambs, which is on the other side of where we wanted to be. I don't think there are any lambs out here. Nope, no lambs. So now I gotta hop to the city, take the other gate, kill a few lambs, and go back. But I've noticed with Obey that you turn it on, and then your pet will obey you for a short amount of time, and then the Obey will turn itself off. Now, I'm used to, when I played a hunter in WoW, or even a warlock in WoW, that when you put your pet on Obey, it stays on. So it's just weird for me to have you push, you know, you have Obey on, but it only stays on for a short period of time, and then it toggles itself back off. I mean, plus, look how cute Carbuncle Butt is. I mean, just look at that. Just look how cute his booty is. I love that. Alright, so first we're going to go to the other gate to Middle La Notia, and we're going to kill the lambs. Get some tender lamb meat. And then we're going to turn in all the quests. And then that will be it for this video. And then when we come back, we'll be doing everything else. Class quest, a little bit of storyline. first time I played this game, I rolled a summoner, and I was just so amazed at how really detailed this game was compared to the MMO that I had been playing with its still outdated graphics. And that concludes our lamb slaughter. So now we're going to go back and turn in all the quests. And we'll hit level 5, so then we'll be able to do the level 5 class quest in the next video. As well as go further in the storyline. I love how the spam bots are still just, I don't think they've moved at all. Well, maybe one of them's moved, I don't know. Where's the other one? Oh, no. Still there. Still there, probably spamming each other. Alright, looks like everything we have to do is upstairs, so we're just gonna go to the drowning wench. Why does it have to be pirates? Everything is piratey. Alrighty, so 2 quests to turn in and 1 quest to pick up. Oh my god, I'm pretty sure I just picked up... I'm pretty sure I picked up the... Yep, Disciple of War stuff instead of the... Son of a bitch. Because I'm so used to playing melee from the archer. Well, damn it. I guess I'm not gonna get a new hat or a new shirt. Alright, so now I gotta go to the Arcanist Guild. Actually, I need to go to the Culinary Guild first, and then I'll go to the Arcanist Guild. And the great thing about being a caster is you can use your spec, not have to worry about your TP, because you don't use TP whatsoever as a caster. Except for sprinting. There we go. Fresh lamb! Okay, now we're going to get the caster gloves. There we go. Alright, now we're gonna go to the Arcanist Guild. Turn that. Now that we're level 5 already, that was quick. We'll just go ahead and pick up the next class quest for the next time, and then we'll go do the other quest. Now, I usually do the quest in the opposite area from where the storyline takes you. So over here, the storyline takes you to Summerford Farms. So I'm gonna go to the Red Rooster area first to do those quests, and then I will go over to Summerford Farms to do the main storyline. I like doing it that way because it levels you up a little bit more. See, I'm just gonna get that custom-made robe of casting. It levels you up for the main storyline quests, and you also usually get some gear that you're going to need anyway when you do the main storyline quest, because one of the first things they tell you is like, let me inspect your gear to make sure that you're not an idiot and you equipped yourself with better things than what you came out here with, because you will die if you're not equipped appropriately. Alrighty, so we're gonna leave it here for now, and then when we come back, we will be doing the class quest and start leveling up our character. So I'm Zildjian Silvtor, and I will see you next time. Bye!